Krishna, I am praying to you that you are serving Radhika and playing with Radhika. I want that where you are playing and serving Radhika, you should take me at once there. If you are Dwarka, oh, when I will see, I will fly there. If you are not in Braja with Radhika, oh, then I will not go. Where Radhika is there, I will go there. So please take me where you go with Radhika. I know that you cannot give up Radhika for a second, because Radhika and Krishna are same. So pray like this. But after some time what became? Rupa and Sanatana also aged, they left. And then he became totally mad. And then he used to tell what? Sunnaite Mahagostam, or Nandagaon, Varsana and all the places. Vrindavan, all ghosts. Now they are barren land. Oh, like Marubhumi, barren land. Desert. And Giridam Ajgarayate. Or the Giriraj where the Krishna pastimes were done in Kunja, every Kunja. Now it looks like a python. And this Kunda, like tiger, oh, sometimes, oh, lying down, sometimes crying and thus. And at that time, Jiva Goswami was there. Krishna Das Kaviraj, Jiva Goswami came and he saw Raghunath Das Kaviraj. And he took all these things which he has collected from Sarup Damodar in Kadcha, and what he has made, and what he received from Rupa Goswami, everything. And he gave to Krishna Das Kaviraj. And thus it was written in. So the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the essence of all the sweet pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha. But how to receive all these things? This object, high object, now come down. Vaso vegam, manasah krodha vegam, jihva vegam, opastha vegam, ekan vegan ja vishade sasarvam apimam prithivi saseshe. What meaning, you know? You know, remember or no? If you can tell, understand.
Jnanativaramyasya jnananjanam salakaya chakshurun militam yena tasmai Sri Gurudeva Namaha.
Now come to process. In the last I am giving you a process. I have told about our aim and object of our sadhan, bhajan and life. Very high. If you want to achieve, be Raghunath Das Goswami. Follow him.
This is the process which is described by Srila Rupa Goswami Padi in Sri Upadesamritam. Unless we follow this, we are not really, as we heard yesterday, in Sadhu Sangha. This is the real meaning of hearing, that we take it to heart and follow these instructions. Every day we can examine how we are following this. Vatsho vegam, manasakroda vegam, jiva vegam, mudropashta vegam. Etan vegan yo visaheta dira, sarvamapimam pritibhim, sashishyat. The material body which we have received, human form of life, is the perfect boat by which we can cross this ocean of material existence. Always we are suffering in this material world by the urges which are there within the body. What is the main urge? The urge of speech, mind, senses, the taste, tongue, eyes, the genitals. All these urges, they are binding the living entity like ropes around our neck. Always we are suffering. We all experience this, being in this material world. Only when we can take shelter at the lotus feet of those devotees who are free from these urges, then we can also overcome these urges. And how to take shelter? By following their instructions. Srila Goswami Pada is explaining here. The mind is always wandering here and there. The tongue is no backbone, the other tongue. It's always loose. Talking at any time. What talking? Nonsense. Yeah. Very easily, if we are chanting Hare Krishna, oh, where have you been? Oh, have you heard about this person? At once the tongue starts to speak. Mind is not fixed. When the tongue always wants to taste so many nice things, good preparations, it has no interest in respecting properly prasadam. Now we want to taste prasadam for our own sense gratification, to satisfy the belly. And then overeating, so many problems are coming. And then so much pressure, and then always thinking about how to satisfy the genitals. So this problem is there for all conditioned souls. And they think this is the goal of our life. To enjoy, eat, be merry. Not understanding that in the end, you'll simply die. And what then? Next life. Again, and when will you again get this human form of life? It is not certain. For sure, if you've committed so many bad activities, not following properly the instructions of the Vedic literatures, not hearing, not having any interest in visiting sadhus, hearing from them, pleasing them, serving them. Again, next life, we may be hog, dog, cat, mouse, anything. And when we will again attain the human form of life, it is not sure. So therefore, we have to take advantage of this human form of life and at once start to listen and follow the proper process in order to attain that beautiful goal which we hear from the Lord of Srila Gurudeva. What is that goal? How Srila Raghunath Goswami attained perfection, attaining the most beautiful, loving moods of the maid servants of Srimati Radhika, completely selfless. For these urges, we have to be very careful how to control our mind. Only when we engage the mind day and night in hearing, chanting, taking shelter, following the angas of pure bhakti or sarup siddha bhakti, in order to manifest our real spiritual transcendental
Atyahara, what is meaning? Not details, in brief.
The whole shloka or just the word atyahara?
Only slow can explain the meaning, not so detailed.
The second verse of Sri Upanishadamrita is Atyahara prayashascha prajalpo niyamagraha jana sangas chadolyam cha shadbhir bhaktir vinashyati. Atyahara. Atyahara means to overeat. This doesn't just mean with the tongue, but it means with all senses. It also means to accumulate or collect more than is necessary. Prayasa means to endeavor, to over-endeavor, to put energy and time into activities and projects which have nothing to do with bhakti. Prajalpa means to engage in mundane talk. For a materialist, certain kinds of conversation are very pleasing to the senses. However, these kind of talks are very detrimental to bhakti, and inevitably they also lead us to commit aparad, or offences against Vaishnavas. Janasanga. Janasanga means to associate, to engage, to associate with persons who are not pure devotees. That is, with materialists, especially persons who are overly attached to the opposite sex. So for a man, another man who's too overly attached to a woman, and vice versa for women. It also means to associate with Mayavadis, Aparadis, and all other persons who will affect our heart and take us away from the line of bhakti. Niyamagraha. Niyamagraha has two meanings. Niyama agraha and niyama agraha. Niyama agraha means to be indifferent to the rules and regulations which are delineated in Shastra for our purification. Niyama agraha, on the other hand, means to place overemphasis on the rules and regulations. In other words, to adhere to the rules and regulations, but consider them to be an end in themselves. These rules and regulations have a particular purpose to help us advance in bhakti, but the rules and regulations in and of themselves are not the end result that we try to achieve. For instance, if we're engaged in chanting Harinam and a highly elevated Vaishnav comes into the assembly, like our Gurudeva, Srila Shukadev Goswami Maharaj, or Narada Muni, and we think, no, I will continue chanting, my round isn't finished. This is overemphasis on rules and regulations without considering what we are actually trying to achieve through these rules and regulations. Lolyam, the last of the six activities or traits which destroy bhakti. Lolyam means greed or restlessness of the mind. This means the inclination to accept useless opinions which are averse to bhakti. So, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in his Anuvriti to this verse explains that one's mind, if one is fickle-minded, one becomes like a prostitute, sometimes going on the path of karma, sometimes the path of jnana. And in this way, one doesn't develop nishtha, one doesn't develop shraddha for bhakti. These six ways of behaving destroy bhakti. And Srila Rupa Goswami Pad in this verse says very clearly that we must reject them.
Vichitri. You can speak. Utsaha, Nishya, Dharya, Tatta, Kanu, Savartana. In brief. I'm not hearing.
Utsaha Nischaya Daya Tat Karma Pravartana. We should endeavor in bhakti with great enthusiasm, always being very glad to perform these bhakti activities and giving our hearts to them. And in this way, we can experience some joy while doing it and not feel that we're forcing ourselves, or because this process is very joyfully performed and is a great gift that's been given to us. So we should always feel great appreciation and enthusiasm in performing following the instructions that Guru has given us and seeing this process as a great privilege to perform. So be very enthusiastic in our daily practices, and we should be very determined. We should be very determined to follow these and not let ourselves be deviated or confidence. Follow with great confidence that we will achieve the goal and that we will get the result that we want from engaging in bhakti activities. Be very patient.
This will be prepared. You, not so much. I want to go off the slopes.
Utsaha Nischaya Dharya
to be very enthusiastic while engaging in devotional service. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamutayantite. Those who engage in Priti Purvakam, always serving in great happiness, to him I give the understanding by which he can come to me, not one who serves in disgust or without enthusiasm. Nischayat means confidence or conviction that I'm engaged in following the instructions in the proper line of service under proper guidance, so Krishna will surely accept me and help me advance in bhakti. Dharyat means patience. Even if one does not achieve success immediately, he should proceed on the path with patience. In the Bhagavad Gita, our Srila Prabhupada gives the example of the sparrow. The sparrow laid her eggs on the shore of the ocean, and the ocean swallowed up the eggs. So the sparrow was so determined that she was going to even drink up that ocean, but what can a sparrow do? So Garuda himself, who's the king of birds, came and he himself threatened the ocean that if you don't get back the eggs, I myself will swallow you. So the ocean gave back the eggs. So if we're determined to follow, then Krishna and Guru and Vaishnavas and all Guru Parampara will help us. Tat tat karma pravartanat. One should follow the regulative principles of devotional service, particularly the 9 processes of devotional service: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, hearing and chanting about Krishna, remembering him, serving his lotus feet, going on parikrama, offering prayers, following the order, becoming a friend, and surrendering everything. 64 types of bhakti, 9 types, the essence 5 types, and 3, and then the main one of chanting Hare Krishna and the association of pure devotees. Then Sangha Tyaga. One should avoid the association of non-devotees. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is explained that who is the non-devotee? One who is attached to women or men, and Mayavadis and non-devotees. One should avoid that type of association. And on the contrary, Sato Vrite. One should follow in the footsteps of Sato or sadhus. There's 2 kinds of sadhus. One is Grihastha and one is Renuncia. If one is in the renounced order, he follows the bhajan and the means of livelihood of those who are in the renounced order, as Srila Gurudeva and other devotees were explaining about Raghunath Das Goswami. The other day was the disappearance day of Srimati Gangamati Goswamini. On her appearance day, Srila Gurudeva said all ladies should follow Gangamati Goswamini in her renunciation, and Janava Thakurani, and those who are in men's bodies should follow Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. And those who are householders should follow the bhajan and means of livelihood of householders, such as Srivas Thakur or the Pandavas. Satovrate and Satvir Bhakti Prashidati. These are the 6 items that are recommended to follow. Previous were to renounce. These are to follow. In this way, one will advance very rapidly on the path of bhakti.
Jati Prati Granati Goyamakyati Prishti Bhumte Gujayate Chaiva Satvir Bhakti Satviram Piti Vakshanam. So, this verse by Srila Rupa Goswami Pad giving us a basis of how we can progress in bhakti. Sometimes we hear so much nectar from Gurudeva and the Vaishnavas, and we wonder, where has it gone to? It's because we have holes where this is leaking out from. So these are the different holes, these vajavegams, the pushings of the senses that have been talked about, over-collecting, etc. And how we can free ourselves from these holes, where how bhakti leaks out from our hearts, is by throwing them out with association devotees. So this verse of Srila Goswami Pada is instructions how to associate with such devotees. By offering gifts in charity, dadati, pratigrinati. When the Vaishnava comes, you serve him. and you see what his needs are, and you give him an offering, anything he wants, foodstuffs, you give him foodstuffs at different types, you give him different massages, you give him clothing, you give him whatever he requires for his maintenance, whatever he is in need of, you give that to him. You inquire submissively from him about confidential subject matter, and you reveal your mind to him confidentially. In 6 different processes of association with devotees. In this way, by associating with devotees, our minds become free from our anarthas. By associating with mundane and materialistic personalities, gradually we develop those qualities. And by association with devotees, especially the pure devotee, their qualities will gradually manifest within us.
If a Mayavadi, impersonalist, comes to you and he wants something to eat or drink, what should I do?
So Jana Sanghas Jolodimcha, we have to give up worldly association, especially association of those who are engaged in the process of Mayavadi philosophy and the Buddhist philosophy. By taking the remnants of our foodstuffs and engaging in one of these processes of devotion, these 6 exchanges of love with materialists and with the Mayavadis, then that is very dangerous for our bhakti.
If your father, if you are family person, if your father, brother or others, they are not true devotees, what should you do? Should you give some prasadam or any requirement or not?
Sometimes we have a sentimental tendency. We need to associate with persons to give them our association, not to take their association. We have to be very clear about this. We don't take their association, but we give them our association.
We should not, if he is non-devotee, then we should not give him clothing, prasadam, or other things or not. Because we will associate.
Yes, we can give them necessities out of compassion and out of a welfare mentality. Being kind to others is a process of bhakti, but we don't become entangled with attachment to them and absorb their qualities. But we give them.
Thank you. You should. Sit down. If Mayavadi comes and if he wants something, at once give. But don't associate. Give prasadam without love and affection, without attachment. But surely you should give. Otherwise, you are not. What did you say? If your father and mother are not devotee, non-devotee, still you should do, but not be attached. And if any Vaishnava comes, then what should we do? With attachment, with love and affection, that my pran, my life has come. In this way, attachment is the root of all evils. So, if Mayavadi comes and begs something, you should give, like a beggar. But don't be attached. Oh, you are very good, fine, you can do, and all this. Don't do. This will make you attachment. Then, what? Krishna is Swabhavadi. Huh? Krishneti Jasta. Who will? Janma Jake Ujan bolo. Tumi bolo. Bolo, tumi, madam, tumi bolo. Krishneti Jasta. Shrintam Manushadri. But this is most important.
Uppadesam, the nectar of instruction Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. In this verse, explain how we behavior with Vaishnavas. And who will behavior with the Vaishnava Madhyam Adhikari. In this verse, In this verse, Srila Goswami Pada explains Madhyam Adhikari, how we behavior with the devotees, Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, and also Uttam Adhikari. In this verse, very nicely Srila Goswami Pada explains, Krishneti Jasagri Tam Manasadri, wants to chant the holy names, but he now takes shelter, lotus feet of any bona fide guru or any sampradaya. So you will give respect in your mind. But here Bhaktivinoda Thakur in this purport explains, he chants the holy names, he is complete your devote of three things. His mind is not contaminated with Mayavad, and he is not associated with the ladies, and he is not associated with the ladies, associated with the three forces. Those were the associated with the ladies. Then three sanghas, are Krishna Bhakti. Here also, if he chants the holy name, you also give respect in your mind. Then explain Krishna Jasakamani, Dikhasti Chet, when he receives mantra from bona fide guru within or any sampradaya, not only Gaudiya Sampradaya, any sampradaya, pure sampradaya, core sampradaya, he belongs to in Vaishnava Sampradaya. Vaishnava Sampradaya. You give respect here, and if you do pranam, you will be trusted unto his lotus feet. But here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Prabhupada in this purport also explains the Kasti Chet. In this verse, he also gives the emphasis. The Kasti Chet, but he has not received the Samanda Gyan. So you give same respect as the before ones who chant the holy names, but not belongs to any sampradayas or receives not one from Buddha. And when he realized Samanda Gyan, that time he will give pranam. This is the Dikkhasi pronunciation. Susrusva Bhadanta Isam. Susrusha Bhadanta Isam. Adana Nindadi Sunnam. Hidam Isika Sangalatha. This is very important in this verse. Srila Goswami Pada explained, you will associate and serve bona fide guru, who is completely free from all types of material attachment. And in 24 hours, he absorbs different pastimes or different Radha, Krishna, and you try to serve his lotus feet and try to realize his heart mood. So the Bhajan is Ananda Nindadi Sunnam. And Ananda Nindadi and also Nindadi Sunnam, he never criticized any Vaishnava. Kaharana Ninda Pari, Krishna Krishna Pari, Ajiva Chaitanya say, Jinive Pari. Pantu Holy Chant, the holy name, and never he criticized any Vaishnava. And he also said with him, in this part also, many things have been known.
You should know. Krishneti Jasya Giri Manasati. Anyone, even he has not taken Diksha anywhere, but chanting Krishna. Even one time also, even he had chant or chanting in a day one time even. You should what? Respect him by might. But it has been told by the Bhaktivinoda Thakur and others that Asat Lakhanhi, and he told Asat, he is chanting very less, but he has also not taken Diksha, but no bad association of impersonalist, Stri Sangi, Purusha Sangi, each other, and research. So, we should respect him. But Dikshasti Cheta, by Diksha, by any bona fide Guru, Diksha is there, Sambandha Gyan is there. chanting pure names from what? Then what we should do? We should respect like Dandavat Pranam and also by mind. Why first has been told to respect by mind? You should not do pranam to them. Those who have no diksha and they are asat lakshanheen, but they are chanting. You should respect only by mind. Why? There is some reason. And that reason that if you will do pranam, then all will do pranam, and thus your bhakti will go away. Keep it in mind that, oh, one day he will be pure. So mind, not doing pranam, not taking prasadam with him, but give respect. Don't